For those who know me, don't worry. This is a much shorter story than most of my usual ones. Primarily because I only put this together about an hour ago. A little while back, there was a poetry challenge that had to do with random acts of kindness, and I couldn't come up with a poem, but it did kind of put a seed in my head, and here's what I came up with. This is a story of a man named Hassan Ali. Ali had spent many years as a guide along the Silk Road. Remember, see how he worked that in? And although he was paid well for his services, back and forth, he never quite managed to acquire enough to retire on. So, even in his old age, he kept working. And one day he was stopped at an oasis, and one of his caravanners came to him with this bearded old man in a ragged suit of clothes, and said, Ali, this man wants to talk to you. And Ali said, yes, and the old man said, well, I hear you're headed to Baghdad. Well, yes. Now, the old man said, I am headed there also. I have no money to pay you, but I thought perhaps I could maybe tag along with you. And Ali sighed and said, very well, come with me. So he took the old man to where the caravan was resting and getting ready to go on the road. And the old man looked at him and said, you have some very ugly horses. And Ali said, well, that's because they're camels. Oh, really? You expect me to ride those? Well, it's either that or you'll have to walk. All right, I guess I will ride one of those things. So the man climbed aboard, and they set off across the desert. And as the day went on, all the old man did was sit there and complain. It's too hot. This saddle is too hard. I don't like bouncing up and down like this. And Ali just shrugged and looked the other way. That night, they had to make camp. And there is the old man laying on the ground, once again spending most of the night complaining. I'm too cold. This blanket has holes in it. My bed is lumpy. I have sand in my sandals. Ali simply sighed and said nothing. Next morning, same thing. There's the man riding along on his camel. My seat is too uncomfortable. It's too hot again. I need water. Are we there yet? Well, finally they approached that afternoon to the gates of Baghdad. And as they passed through, everyone settled into place, and the man got off and walked stiffly up to Ali and said, I would ask you to do one more thing. I am so stiff from my travels. Could you possibly walk me to the bazaar at the center of the city? See, I got that in too. And Ali once again rolled his eyes and said, all right, if that's what it takes. Let me help you to the bazaar. So slowly, painfully, they made their way to the street until they reached the great central bazaar. And Ali looked at this man and said, is there anything else you want? And the man said, yes, one more thing. At that point, he reached up and he pulled off what was obviously a fake beard. And he threw off his ragged clothes. And underneath, he had an absolutely beautiful silk robe, embroidered with gold leaf. And even more surprising, when this man did this, everyone else in the bazaar suddenly stopped everything they were doing, knelt down and bowed their head. And Ali looked at this silk-clad man in amazement and said, who are you really? And the man only smiled and says, I am the Sultan of Baghdad. I had heard of a man who had infinite patience and kindness, and I decided perhaps I would check this out for myself. And now that I have found such a man, I have decided I shall make you my honorary minister of trade. You shall live in the palace, you shall have servants to serve you. You may do as much or as little as work as you wish. And that is how Hassan Ali earned his retirement.
Heel geven.